As soon as you are granted life, you are guaranteed death. What you do in between is up to you. You are all conscious. That could end tomorrow, that could end in 100 years. But the time between the beginning of your consciousness and the end of it is completely up to you. Training is never the wrong decision. If you're in jail, you should train. If you are free, you should train. If you are rich, you should train. If you are poor, you should train. If you smoke, you should train. If you don't smoke, you should train. If you drink, you should train. If you don't drink, you should train. You cannot escape that hard work is always the correct decision. There is no time in any scenario when working hard is going to be the wrong answer. You should always try your very best in all things. I will smoke 10 cigars a day and beat the shit out of you because I train harder than you can possibly fathom. That is why I am the top G. That is why Catwoman must make my sandwiches on command. You sitting around worried about smoking the odd cigars because you have skinny arms!
Imagine waking to a world where every action, every moment of training shapes the legacy you leave behind. As Andrew Tate so passionately articulates, from the moment we're granted consciousness, the clock begins ticking towards our inevitable end. Yet, it's what we do in between that defines us. Training becomes the constant, the unwavering companion through life's twists and turns. Today, we delve deep into the essence of masculinity, exploring the fundamental principles that separate the ordinary from the extraordinary. Are you ready to embrace the challenge, to shape not just your own destiny, but the fate of those around you?
I think one of the few things left you can offer as a man that social media cannot yet replace us for is security and safety. I think it is your primary objective to make a woman feel safe. And I think if you can do that, she will feel something intrinsic that is aligned with her biology that she can't get from social media. And if you do it well and you're good at your job, in fact, her being famous on social media and having so much attention ties into her needing safety even more. And I think that security and safety can be physical, it can be financial, it can be in a lot of different ways. But if you say to a woman, look, you can get a bunch of attention on Instagram, sure. You can make some money on Instagram, sure. A bunch of men are gonna message you on Instagram, sure. But I'm the only one who's gonna make sure nothing bad happens to you. I'm the only one who's gonna make sure you don't make mistakes. I'm the only one who's gonna make sure that you are taken care of, and if there's a problem, you can call me no matter what. And that requires a degree of competence and capability. But I feel like, and I'm just talking from personal experience, if you can't make a woman feel safe nowadays, in lots of different regards, both physical and financial, and even intellectually safe, if you're competent and a woman comes to you with her problem, it takes you less than a fraction of a second to tell her what to do. If you can make her feel safe, you can compete with the machine mind. But if you can't give her that safety feeling anymore, if you're Joe Schmo and you can't do it, if you're a pussy and you're afraid to throw down if you need to throw down, or if you don't feel like she doesn't look at you as a man who she can come to for guidance or advice, if you can't give her safety, I don't think you can compete with Instagram. I think you're gonna fucking lose. No matter how much money you have or how much attention you give her. You can't give her more attention than the world will give her on Insta. You can't. Safety's all we have left, which ties into why it's so important you need to be a masculine man in the first place. She needs to look at you. My girl says to me all the time, you're my hero. You're like a hero. You're like a superhero. You're like the heroes. I know nobody can touch me because you stop them. You have to give that feeling of safety now. Otherwise, I don't think you could compete. So then you have to sit down as a man and go, okay, I have this woman. I really love her. She has this Instagram page. She's getting money, attention, validation, all these things from there. I want to make her feel safe. How do I do that without coming across like a controlling weirdo? Well, she needs to truly respect me and allow me to have enough guidance and enough control over her life for her to feel as safer as a person, for her to respect me as a man and respect my competence. But I feel like striving to give your woman safety is now more important than ever, because all the men I see failing to do that lose their chick to the fucking FYP, bro. The For You page will steal your bitch.
Tate emphasizes the significance of training regardless of circumstance. What does he assert is the universal correct decision? A. Pursuing happiness. B. Embracing hardship. C. Seeking comfort. In Tate's worldview, what serves as the true measure of a man's worth? A. His wealth. B. His capability. C. His social media following. What does Tate believe is essential for a man to provide for those he cares about? A. Financial security. B. Emotional validation. C. Social media attention.
I think men have a natural, innate masculine instinct to protect and to provide. If you're a man who has this stuff in order, you naturally want to protect those you care about, and you naturally want to provide for them. You have no problem paying their bills and taking care of them. A good man has no problem paying the bills for his woman and paying the bills for his kids and making sure they're safe. That's what a man wants to do when he has his things in order. If you're the kind of man who doesn't feel that way innately, there's something wrong with you. You're not being the best version of yourself, and it's amazing how easily you'll do the things you're supposed to do when you're the man you're supposed to be. And if you focus on making sure you're as strong and rich and smart and hardworking and intelligent as possible, and if you're careful with the company you keep, both male and female, and you have friends like we have here at this desk, if you're the best version of yourself, you're naturally going to do the right things. It's amazing what God has instilled inside of us. And if you're hanging around with the right people, that's what's so important about masculine networks. I know, even in the mornings when I don't feel like training, I wake up and I really can't be bothered because I train 7 days a week. I've been aching for a year and a half and I don't want to train. But if I can say to Marcel, let's go train, even if he doesn't want to train, he's gonna go, all right, because we're both stubborn. And then from there, we're gonna get it done. If you're the good person around the right people, you're gonna end up affecting everyone around you. You can't go through the world without leaving a ripple effect. And that's why you have to be your best version of yourself. And that ripple effect is gonna be vast and it's gonna be continuous into space-time. And you don't know how the butterfly effect works. You don't know about you being a nice, courteous person, holding that door open that one time, how that can affect someone's life in such a positive way, or smiling at someone when they do something nice to you, or helping someone who needs help. You can be a genuinely good person, but to do that, you need to be a man of capability. And you need to understand that the whole world can be fixed if men and people get their act in order. And I truly believe that all of this falls on men. But I actually believe that men are meant to lead, and women in general, as a general rule, when they find a man they respect, they follow him. And I know that because if you meet a good woman and she loves you, all of a sudden she likes the music you like, she likes the cars you like, she believes the politics you believe, she watches the shows you watch. So we have such a problem in the world today. That's down to a huge lack of masculine role models and a huge lack of men doing their job. If you're a man who has his stuff in order, you're going to find a woman who's loyal to you. You're going to find a woman who at least keeps her legs closed. At least you're going to find it. And they do exist. It's all about taking accountability as a person, blaming yourself for absolutely everything so that you have power over the situation, because you have no power if you blame the world. If you blame women for everything, you have no control. Yeah. If you blame yourself, you have control over the situation. And I think that if men get their act together, you'll be surprised how that will expand out towards society and how not only your life gets better, but the life of everyone you care about, everyone you meet, everyone you interact with, their lives get better by extension. And that's what we need to fix society.
He underscores the importance of making women feel safe. What does he suggest is crucial in this endeavor? A. Providing material possessions. B. Offering intellectual stimulation. C. Instilling a sense of physical security. How does Tate believe a man's actions can ripple through society? A. By being courteous and polite. B. By influencing those around him. C. By accumulating social media followers. In Tate's view, what is the primary responsibility of men in society? A. Blaming external factors. B. Leading by example. C. Following the status quo. As we conclude today's session, Andrew Tate leaves us with a profound call to action. It's not just about personal growth, it's about societal transformation. Each ripple of change begins with the individual, with men assuming their rightful place as leaders and providers. Will you heed the call, taking responsibility for your actions and their impact on the world? Like, share, and subscribe to be part of this movement towards a more accountable and empowered society. Remember, the legacy we leave is not just measured in years, but in the lives we touch and the changes we inspire. Until next time, dare to be the catalyst for change.